It was a devastating blow to bold and beautiful fans to learn that Liam was being dealt the ultimate losing hand in soap opera, an inoperable brain tumor. He might be a waffle boy, but he's our waffle boy, and it's positively heartbreaking to think that he may have flipped his last flop. How will this sad story play out? Well, the pieces of that particular puzzle have begun to come together now that the real reasons behind the plot choice are coming to light, and they may reveal his fate. We're not the only ones in emotional distress over Liam's condition. Steffi was body slammed by the news, delivered via a text from her husband, just as she was witnessing a close moment between her ex and their daughter. Hope is set to hear the devastating truth next and will be shaken to her core, and it will be Steffi going against Liam's wishes who breaks the news, which brings us to the crux of one of the reasons Liam was handed a death sentence. Only something of this emotional enormity could bring Steffi and Hope back together again. While Liam was the cause for their rivalry, the flip side of the coin is that he is also their common denominator. Only these two women, who have children with their mutual ex-husband, will be able to understand what they're going through. Sharing their grief and their heartbreak for their daughters will override all of the animosity that came between them before and during the coup. But mending what appeared to be irreparably damaged fences between these two ladies may not be the only reason Bold and Beautiful doled out a death sentence to Liam. There's another undercurrent at play here that gives us a clue as to whether or not Liam will ultimately live or die. When Liam spoke to Hope, he urged her to reconcile with Carter. He later told Steffi that he had only done that because he knew he was dying. If that set off a little light bulb in your mind, you weren't alone. This told us that if Liam hadn't been dying, he might have tried for a reconciliation with Hope, rather than point her back in Walton's direction. Yep, our soapy senses were a-tingle, which means Liam's inoperable brain tumor may not only be geared to resetting the damage done between Steffi and Hope over Thomas/Finn/the coup, but that it's also part of a plan to ultimately bring Liam and Hope back together. Of course, Liam will have to survive his dire prognosis somehow in order for that to happen. As it turns out, we already have a strong hunch that this mega twist will save his life, even though it will rock the entire canvas and Bold and Beautiful fans anew. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that John Finnegan may blow up his marriage with 7 words and leave Steffi Forrester struggling to believe what she's hearing. Steffi and Finn have overcome plenty of challenges throughout their relationship, but there's one they haven't quite conquered yet. The whole Luna Nozoa story has taken a backseat lately, but that doesn't mean it's over. In fact, B&B spoilers say Luna will stop by the Cliff House to see Finn later during the week of May 5 to 9. Although Steffi tried to ban Luna from Finn's life, Luna won't accept that and will pay her dad an awkward visit. Of course, part of Finn is drawn to Luna and perhaps wonders what would happen if he could finally give her the fatherly support she's craving. Luna will appeal to that part of Finn as she tries to convince him they both deserve a real father-daughter bond. However, things will remain complicated for Finn, since he doesn't want to provoke Steffi's wrath and put his family in jeopardy. It's easy to see why there are lingering fears about the threat Luna poses after all the terrible crimes she's committed. If Steffi finds Luna begging Finn in their own home, she's sure to kick up a fuss. Steffi may send Luna out the door and remind Finn that he has to enforce boundaries for their family's sake. Even so, Finn will no doubt think back on Luna's plea in the aftermath of all this. The longer Finn stays apart from Luna, the more he's going to wish they could reconnect. Plus, Sheila Sharp will continue to help Luna as she fights for a future that includes her father. At some point, Luna is probably going to wear Finn down. It might require some heroic act on Luna's part, or maybe she could end up in grave danger instead. Regardless, there'll likely be something to shake up Finn's world and make him see that he can't live without Luna in it any longer. That's when Finn may go to Steffi with the 7 words that could blow up his marriage. I just can't abandon my daughter anymore. After everything Luna's done, Steffi may have a hard time believing what she's hearing if Finn takes that stance. It could lead to Steffi making some divorce predictions if Finn can't remember what's at stake. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say another round of bad news could be brewing in Finn and Steffi's marriage, so stick with us for updates on all the turmoil. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates for the next 3 weeks tease a triumphant return, a heart-rending promise, and an unexpected surprise. Hope Logan will make a triumphant return, Bill Spencer a heart-rending promise, and Deacon Sharp will have an unexpected surprise. During the week of May 5 to 9, Hope will face a devastating revelation as she learns about Liam Spencer's brain tumor and the grim prognosis that accompanies it. Steffi Forrester will share the heartbreaking details with Hope, deepening their connection through shared sorrow. In light of Liam's challenging battle, Hope might come to realize that their recent conflicts pale in comparison. Together, Steffi and Hope may decide to channel their efforts into supporting Liam rather than continuing their disputes. The long-standing rivalry between the 2 former stepsisters will be put on the back burner as the 2 come together for Liam. In a surprising turn of events, Deacon will share his insights with Brooke Logan regarding Hope's potential next steps. He believes that Hope and Liam should reunite, unaware of Liam's grave condition and uncertain future. Meanwhile, Bill and Liam are set to experience some poignant moments that will strengthen their bond. As Liam reveals the news of his inoperable brain tumor to his father, the tension between them may dissolve. This could lead Bill to make a heart-rending promise to Liam to exhaust every option in search of a miraculous treatment. Given Bill's tendency to throw money at issues, he might pledge to invest his wealth wisely and investigate any potential treatments that Liam's doctors might not have considered yet. Although Liam may be skeptical about this approach, Bill is determined to leave no stone unturned in his quest for answers. Meanwhile, Luna Nozawa makes an unwelcome appearance at the Cliff House, hoping to connect with John Finnegan, but he will likely continue to distance himself from her. If Steffi happens to walk in while Luna is still in the living room with Finn, it could lead to a complete catastrophe. Will Luna once again have to endure Steffi's fury? And will Steffi believe Finn that he didn't invite her? From May 12 to 16, Luna and Sheila Sharp might find common ground in their frustration towards Steffi, who continues to hinder their connections with Finn. Meanwhile, Luna may seize the chance to make a move on Will Spencer, who is grappling with Electra Forrester and the seemingly endless delay in their romantic progression. Additionally, it appears that Hope is poised to deliver the much-anticipated apology that the Forresters have been waiting for. With all that's happening, including the complications surrounding Liam, Steffi is ready to let go of any resentment and will welcome Hope back to Forrester Creations. During the week of May 19 to 23, Brooke's optimism about reuniting with Ridge Forrester will begin to wane. As the days draw closer to Nick Marone's return in June, Brooke will increasingly doubt that Ridge is her destined partner. If Ridge proposes to Taylor Hayes, it could strike a heavy blow to Brooke, making her question the authenticity of his commitment to her rival. Meanwhile, Liam's deteriorating health will weigh heavily on him. He may struggle to conceal his condition from Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer, raising the possibility that he might eventually reveal his illness to his daughters. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Hope Logan might be gearing up for a final wedding to Liam Spencer. Will Hope want to remarry after Liam's brain tumor changes everything? Steffi Forrester has been taking a stroll down memory lane now that she knows what Liam is facing. If Steffi weren't married to John Finnegan, she'd probably be getting back together with Liam right now. Since a Liam reunion isn't really an option for Steffi, could it be an option for Hope? It might be significant that Hope is dragging her feet on reconnecting with Carter Walton. Perhaps that's because Hope's feelings for Liam are going to come rushing back once she knows he's on the verge of a grim fate. Deacon Sharp has been rooting for a Hope and Liam reunion, so that may be a clue about what's ahead too. If Liam is really going to face his demise, then the show will want to pull out all the stops and tug at viewers' heartstrings. What better way to do that than with one last Lope tear-jerker wedding for Hope and Liam? Hope will find out about Liam's inoperable mass later during the week of May 5 to 9, so that's going to leave her shaken. It should become difficult for Hope to focus on moving forward with Carter when Liam's fading away. As Hope thinks back on her regrets, she might decide she wants to fix her family with Liam. Maybe Hope will push for a remarriage ceremony and insist she wants to be Liam's wife for however long he has left. It might take some convincing to get Liam on board, but he might eventually accept that he wants the same thing. Hope and Liam could come together for some emotional scenes as they make one final commitment to each other, even if their next chapter won't last long. Of course, B&B could potentially throw in a twist if Liam miraculously survives somehow. That could complicate things if Hope only re-enters marriage with Liam thinking that time is running out. Whatever the case, Hope isn't certain about reuniting with Carter at this point, so the door's still open for her to reunite with Liam instead. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Hope will make some updates to her perspective along with some fresh predictions about her future, so stay tuned for any wedding news that might be brewing. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill Spencer will learn what happened after his argument with Liam Spencer. Bill will also learn about Liam's diagnosis and will be determined to find a cure for Liam's tumor. Will Bill find someone who believes they can help his son? Is there someone out there who could possibly have a cure or at least a promising treatment for Liam's problem? As much as Bill thought Liam was overstepping when he confronted him about Luna Nozawa, Bill went completely overboard with Liam. Bill feels incredibly guilty and he feels the need to fix this. Bill isn't ready to lose one of his boys. Bill certainly may feel that he has a lot to make up for after the way he treated Liam. Liam loves his father and was just trying to make a point. Can Bill really blame his son for looking out for him? Liam doesn't want Luna to have an opportunity to poison Bill the way she did 2 other people. Bill has been nothing but good to her, but Luna is psychotic. Luna cannot be trusted around Bill or anyone else. Liam has sworn Steffi Forrester and John Finnegan to secrecy about his condition. Liam still hasn't told Hope Logan at this point either. However, Bill is his father, and he has a right to know that his son is dying. Liam doesn't want his sympathy. Bill told him exactly how he felt that day. Liam obviously wants to spend some time with his father while he still can. Life is short, and Liam doesn't want to leave things the way they are right now. Liam has to make peace with his dad while he can. Bill will be completely floored when he learns the truth about Liam's condition and faces the possibility of losing him. Bill knows people from all over the world. Unfortunately, he cannot simply snap his fingers and find a cure for his son. Bill will likely enlist Finn's help in trying to find someone to help. Finn wants a cure, as bad as Bill does, however, it could cost a great deal to have someone to do research that could help Liam. Bill is willing to pay whatever he has to as long as his son survives. Money cannot buy everything, though. Will someone manage to come up with a cure for Liam, or will he just provide research so that no one else dies from the same condition? Liam is in bad trouble, and his doctors want him back at the hospital. Will Liam go back in time to try to get help, or will he refuse to do as the doctors ask and give himself a chance for a cure? The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Liam Spencer is in need of a miracle cure for a brain tumor, and David Hayward may be just the person Liam needs to help. David has helped several patients on All My Children. Perhaps now would be the perfect time for him to drop by the bold and the beautiful in a crossover episode. Liam needs all the help he can get, Bill Spencer is determined to save his son, and he is looking for the best doctors he can come up with to do just that. If Bill has to, he will call in a team of doctors to come up with a treatment for his son if they are willing to put their heads together to save him. David could be one of them. David did a lot of good, even though he was a villain in Pine Valley. David has worked in different fields of medicine and could know of something that may help save Liam's life. Liam has come to the point of this being a life or death battle. Now it is turning into a race against time to find a cure. Can David and Liam's other doctors come up with something to help? Liam has 2 daughters that need him around for them as they grow up. Liam's girls have no idea that he is even sick. However, Liam is dying and has no idea how long he has to live. Liam should be in the hospital where his doctors can try to help him instead of him being out doing things like his daddy/daughter dance that he left the hospital for. Liam doesn't want anyone to know that he is sick. Liam would rather go on with his life and spend what time he can with his children instead of being hooked up to a bunch of tubes. Liam wants to live what life he has left as normally as possible. Liam doesn't want his girls to know that anything is wrong at all. As much as Liam wants to be with his kids, he needs treatment as soon as possible. The longer he waits, the worse his tumor is getting. Could David and Liam's other doctors buy him some time until a cure can be found? Will calling David and buy Liam some more time with his children? Will Liam end up surviving after all? Liam certainly needs the best doctors that Bill can find, and David may be one of the best. Will Bill prove to his son that he didn't mean everything he said to him by finding someone to save his life and giving him time to prove to Liam how wrong he was? Will Liam run out of time before the doctors find what they need? He bold and the beautiful fan favorite, Jacqueline Messins Wood, shared a little secret with her fans in mid-March. The Steffi Forrester portrayer announced that she and her husband, Ellen Rispoli, are expecting their 5th child. In her weekly newsletter, Wood confirmed that she's pregnant and is quite close to her due date. "I'm almost 7 months pregnant," Wood wrote on March 17, 2025. "Our family is beyond excited, and my kids are over the moon. It's such a special time in our home. So much love, energy, and anticipation." JMV's pregnancy may not come as a surprise to many. In the past, the bold and the beautiful star revealed that she and her husband have always wanted a big family. However, during her 4th pregnancy in 2023, she said it would likely be her last. "I think 4 children are nice and even, and this will be the last one," the actress said in an interview with Michael Fairman TV. "I think we're good." But now, the award-winning actress is soon to become a mother of 5. As for whether she's hoping for a daughter, Wood previously admitted she's not necessarily hoping for a girl. The actress has always been proud of being a boy mom to her 4 sons, Rise Harlan, Lennox, Brando Elian, and Valor James. Wood often shares a glimpse of what it's like for her to raise 4 young boys, and she's clearly rocking it. Meanwhile, Wood debuted her baby bump for the first time on social media in April. The bold and the beautiful star took to Instagram on April 8, 2025, and proudly showed off her growing belly. In one of the photos, Wood can be seen in the kitchen enjoying a treat. The actress donned a white dress, which subtly highlighted her bulging baby bump. Another shot showed Wood effortlessly carrying her son, gently resting him just on top of her pregnant tummy. The CBS star captioned the post, "Hi, it's been a minute. Life has been full in the best way. A beautiful whirlwind of sweet moments, slow days, fast days, and everything in between. Feeling so grateful and present through it all. How have you been?" Despite being more than 7 months pregnant, Wood is still deep into filming some intense storylines on The Bold and the Beautiful. So far, Jane Embu has yet to announce if she's taking maternity leave soon. "Hi, it's been a minute. Life has been full in the best way. A beautiful whirlwind of sweet moments, slow days, fast days, and everything in between. Feeling so grateful and present through it all. How have you been? Take even the briefest of looks at Scott Clifton's social media, and it's clear that the bold and beautiful actor doesn't just adore his son Ford, he absolutely lives for him. As Liam's portrayer declared on his son's 7th birthday, "What a beautiful mind you have. I can't wait to witness all the wonderful things you'll do with it." And on Ford's 5th birthday, Clifton didn't hold back an ounce of incredible feeling. "May you be a protagonist we, and you, can root for," he wished for his son's life. "May your scars be few and your regrets useful. May you be kind to the people you will become and compassionate toward the people you once were. May you love, and accept love, freely. May you strive to be the best at something you cherish. May you always be good to children, and to animals. May you never stop tinkering with your philosophy like a careful watchmaker. And may you find happiness, real happiness, in all its exquisite incarnations." If that's not enough to melt the hardest of hearts, nothing is. The smiles in this family are plentiful, and the joy downright contagious. Just take a look through these photos of Ford's life, and you'll see exactly what we mean. 2 days after the birth, Clifton introduced his new son to the world with a gentle post, giving Ford's details before calling his newborn quiet, curious, and beautiful like his mother. We can't blame Mom covering that adorable little 2-month-old face in smooches. Clifton, though, saw things a bit more cheekily, putting words in Ford's mouth by declaring, "Boundaries, Mom, geez. How about a blue shirt for a little blue steel?" "Eat your heart out, Zoolander," Clifton told the famed model who patented the move in his movie. No offense, Ben Stiller, but Ford's the clear winner here. Clifton's kitty, Walter White, clearly adores his little brother, making sure he's properly groomed and cleaned. And it doesn't get much better than seeing Dad write that these two are inseparable. Los Angeles may not have much variety in the way of seasons, but that didn't mean Ford was going to be deprived of one of the most magical things about winter. Ford meets snow, Clifton declared of his bundled boy during a trip to the mountains. Ford checked out his first magazine spread with Dad while picking up a few essentials. "Ah, the supermarket checkout," Clifton noted, or as Ford and I like to call it, the Hall of Perpetual Vanity. Well, the 1-year-old certainly looked engrossed. "Och, that little Easter," as Ford searched through the bushes for eggs, "is just too darn cute. He has to have been one of the most dapper egg hunters we've ever seen." After a visit to an animal sanctuary, Clifton thanked and everyone at Athiginal Barn for giving Ford and me such a special experience. "These guys are truly heroic and morally ahead of our time." And it was clear from those delighted smiles that Ford loved getting up close with all kinds of sweet animals. "Happy 2nd birthday to the most beautiful soul I know," Clifton wrote to his son on the happy day. "There is so much I want to show you, so much I want to see again through your eyes, and so much to learn from you when you're ready to show me my own blind spots. You're better than I'll ever be." A trip to the pool turned into an important lesson for Clifton on wooing the ladies. "Just follow my lead, Dad," he wrote for Ford. Step 1 was ditching the shirts. Step 2 is you gotta flex like this. Step 3, smoldering eye contact. Now watch them come running. Sure, Ford was adorable here, but a part of us is kind of jealous. Who wouldn't love cartoons, grapes, and feline companionship? It looks simply divine, and we have to agree with Clifton that they are, indeed, the trinity of success. They say when talking to children, it's important to get down to their level. So we guess the same thing goes for toy cars. To really understand monster trucks, you must learn to think like a monster truck. Clifton fake-quoted Confucius. You must become the monster truck. It simply does not get any cuter than Ford, passed out on Dad's shoulder. Plus, we really appreciate Clifton's take, the Presidents of the United States of America's Psalm, lump. How do you handle it when your kid just does not want to take a trip to the barber for a little upkeep? That's right, haircut bribery with some ice cream. Ford certainly looks delighted about how things worked out. Many of us struggled during lockdown. But when you've got your kitty siblings and your only little hideaway, meta-quarantine gets so much easier. Clearly, the rest of us were just doing it wrong. As Ford turned 5, Clifton realized he'd entered into the next stage of his life, and the words that poured out were nothing short of beautiful. Today, as I see him at least, Ford makes his debut as a boy, he began, and ended with a simple declaration. I love you, my sweet son. The stage is yours. Now break a leg. This past Christmas, Ford and Walter White starred in their own ridiculously adorable rendition of A Christmas Carol. Except there was a lot more hugging and a lot less bah-humbugging. The photos Clifton got of Ford while out on a day hike over the winter were downright magical. A boy, his dad, his pup out in the wilderness. Who could ask for anything more? We learned a couple of things in this post. 1. Clifton has acute pizzaphobia. And 2. Ford is a hero, protecting his dad from all things gluten and cheese. Happy 7th birthday, my sweet son, Dad wrote on the big day. What a beautiful mind you have. I can't wait to witness all the wonderful things you'll do with it. What better way for Ford to spend Catter Day than like his feline friends, lounging around and enjoying all that nature has to offer? I just learned it was National Sons Day today. Clifton shared in September, and it occurred to me, I have one of those, and he happens to be the best thing in my life. Ford, even though you're 100% objectively wrong about which Super Mario game is the greatest of all time, I love you to pieces. Our only question is, which Super Mario game did he choose? Some folks call focusing on your art the flow, others, like Clifton did, as being in the zone. But however you slice it, Ford's clearly got a creative gift, just like his dad. Father of the Year, indeed. Don't worry, no bouncy balls nor Fords were injured in the making of this video. It is, however, adorably hilarious to watch. Dad shared a photo dump of Ford's 7th Christmas, living his best holiday life from Los Angeles to the old man's cabin, and we're willing to bet it was a far more peaceful cabin visit than any we've seen on The Bold and the Beautiful. Ford and Clifton's girlfriend, Elle Anderson, looked downright cozy engaged in one of our favorite pastimes, napping. Now excuse us while we just lay down for a minute or zazaz. As tension mounted around Liam Spencer's worsening health crisis, The Bold and the Beautiful delivered an unexpected emotional twist with the sudden return of Thomas Forrester. Just as Steffi prepared to disclose the truth about Liam's brain tumor to Hope, a revelation poised to cause seismic ripples through their interconnected lives, Thomas reappeared in Los Angeles, bringing devastating news of his own. Returning to Forrester Creations with his son Douglas, but notably without Paris Buckingham, Thomas instantly disrupted the unfolding narrative surrounding Liam. His absence had been marked by months of silence following his departure abroad with Paris, during which only sparse updates had been shared. The lack of communication was largely interpreted as a sign that their life together had stabilized, until now. When Ridge first laid eyes on his son, the initial relief quickly turned to confusion as he inquired about Paris's whereabouts. Without ceremony, Thomas delivered a bombshell. She's gone. Paris is dead. The announcement stunned everyone present, plunging the office into immediate silence and disbelief. Ridge, Brooke, and Steffi were visibly shaken, and Douglas clung to his father with uncertainty clouding his expression. The foreboding atmosphere was reminiscent of Thomas's return years earlier, following the death of Caroline, Douglas's biological mother. His stoic demeanor and vague explanation, citing an overseas accident with minimal detail, triggered unease rather than clarity. Eric's request for more information yielded little. No timeline, no service arrangements, and no deeper context. The lack of specifics only amplified underlying doubts among the family. As they processed the loss, a parallel narrative began to emerge. Lightning may rarely strike twice, but Thomas's uncanny repetition of tragic events raised suspicion. Hope, still emotionally fragile from Liam's medical crisis, was visibly affected. Her whispered observation, "You always come back alone," voiced the silent concerns many in the room were beginning to harbor. Though Thomas requested privacy to settle in with Douglas, speculation had already taken hold. Was Paris's death as straightforward as Thomas claimed? Or was her disappearance hiding the darker truth? The ambiguity surrounding her fate, combined with Thomas's history of manipulation and secrecy, left the door open to further investigation. As Liam's condition remains critical and Thomas's return adds another layer of complexity, the Forrester family faces emotional upheaval on multiple fronts. The truth behind Paris's fate and Thomas's true motivations may soon surface, threatening to unravel trust and legacy alike. Liam and Steffi pull back from an embrace, and she assures him she won't give up on a miracle. Liam tells her that if anyone could will this into going away, it's Steffi. But maybe a miracle isn't about a long life, but having a lasting impact. If he could find a way to make peace between Hope and Steffi before the end, that would be my miracle. Steffi tells him to focus on other things, like his health. "I'm dying, Steffi. He needs to help. He wants to help with his remaining time." He starts getting woozy just as Finn gets home and rushes over to help him stay upright. Steffi and Finn sit him down, and Liam says he's made an appointment with Dr. Buckingham. Finn assures them that the neuro team is staying hopeful, but Liam wants them to be realistic. "Yeah, realistic about some things," Steffi says, referring to her and Hope. Liam insists that he's the reason for the schism between them, so he hopes he can help them. Speaking of which, he has to go check on Hope. Steffi begs him to tell Hope what's going on before he leaves. Finn and Steffi talk about how hard this is after Liam's gone. He's happy for the relationship Steffi and Liam have as friends and co-parents. Steffi responds that Liam's goodness has always been one of the best things about him. Carter asks Hope not to give up on them, only to be walked in on by Deacon. "I thought I told you to stay away from my daughter." Hope thanks her dad for looking out for him, but says she doesn't need him to be gatekeeper for her life. Carter leaves them to talk, but not before promising he's not giving up on a future with Hope. Hope knows her dad means well, but she can manage her own love life. Deacon's ranting on about Carter when Liam knocks on the door. Deacon happily shakes his hand, says he's just leaving, and turns to Hope. "If you're looking for long-term happiness, it might be closer than you think." Hope tries getting her dad to back off, but he insists that Liam is a good man, not perfect by any means, but he's grown. Deacon nudges them a bit more about a future together, and Hope ushers him out. She apologizes afterwards, but Liam says it was touching. "I've been really blessed to have you in my life all this time." Hope makes a confused face. Will impresses Electra by remembering Amethyst is her birthstone, but they're interrupted by Daphne peeking into the office looking for Carter. Neither of them have seen him. "Maybe he's with Hope," Electra suggests happily. Daphne does not look happy at that idea, but she is happy with the non-amethyst jewelry that Electra designed. Carter gets back just as Daphne is talking about how Forrester and he are better without Hope. Will and Electra flee to the design office, relieved to be away from that awkward encounter. Electra mentions picking up a vibe from Daphne that she's into Carter, but Will would rather focus on her. Electra wraps her arms around Will, and they kiss. Alone, Carter asks what he overheard, and Daphne has no problem telling him what she said about Hope. Will gushes to Electra about how amazing she is, and what she's able to do with just a little stone. She's amazed at the wonderful life she's built here, at work and beyond. They kiss again. Daphne tells Carter that she fully believes he's better off moving on without Hope, and tells him to start fresh with her. Finn asks if Steffi thinks she and Hope can ever really reconcile, but Steffi just says it tells them what kind of man he is. She's really hoping that he's telling Hope that he's dying. He has too, she insists sadly. Hope is going on about how blessed their daughter is. She knows you'll always be there for her, and she can count on you. Liam thanks her for creating a loving environment for Beth, no matter what. She's safe, Hope says, and she always will be, because she has us. Liam gets all awkward, but when Hope asks what's going on, he just says he's doing some soul-searching. There's no one I appreciate more than you, he tells Hope. He recalls back to thinking Beth had died, and we flashed back to the moment he told Hope she was still alive. He gets emotional as he thinks about how much Beth has grown, tearing up, much to Hope's confusion. Will you please tell me what is wrong? Liam thinks to Steffi's admonition to tell Hope. In a poignant arc of The Bold and the Beautiful, viewers are drawn into the emotional turmoil surrounding Eric Forrester's terminal illness and his heartfelt final wish to see Ridge and Brooke reunited in marriage. As Eric's health rapidly deteriorates, his plea becomes the driving force behind a chain of deeply emotional decisions, reshaping the lives of Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor. Eric, the Forrester patriarch, faces the end of his life with reflections on love, family, and legacy. His unwavering belief that Ridge and Brooke are destined for each other compels him to express a final, deeply personal request. He wants to witness their reunion and marriage before he passes. Despite his current relationship with Taylor, Ridge is torn between honoring Eric's dying wish and preserving the love he has built with her. Ultimately, Ridge chooses to fulfill Eric's request, despite the immense emotional cost. He parts ways with Taylor in a sorrowful conversation, marked by compassion and mutual understanding. Taylor, though devastated, accepts his decision out of love and respect. She acknowledges Ridge's sense of duty and Eric's importance in his life. Ridge then turns to Brooke with a heartfelt proposal. Though surprised, Brooke agrees, understanding that this reunion carries a deeper purpose beyond their shared history. It's a gift for Eric. The wedding is arranged quickly, and though modest, it holds immense emotional weight. Eric, frail and confined to a wheelchair, attends the ceremony with visible joy, witnessing the culmination of his most cherished wish. However, the wedding is bittersweet. Taylor, observing from the sidelines, conceals her heartbreak. Her enduring love for Ridge lingers, and the reality of his marriage to Brooke is a painful conclusion to a chapter she had hoped would end differently. Following the wedding, she makes the difficult decision to leave Los Angeles and return to her humanitarian work in South Africa, seeking solace and purpose away from the painful memories. Meanwhile, Ridge begins a new chapter with Brooke. Though their union honors Eric's wishes, Ridge remains burdened by the emotional cost, particularly the pain caused to Taylor. Yet he finds some peace in knowing that he gave Eric the comfort of seeing his dream realized. This storyline encapsulates the emotional complexity of familial loyalty, love, and sacrifice. As Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor move forward, each must navigate the consequences of their choices and the personal losses they've endured. The emotional gravity of Eric's final days and the fulfillment of his last wish underscore the enduring themes of love and legacy at the heart of The Bold and the Beautiful. In this week's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, emotional intensity escalates as characters navigate personal upheavals, hidden truths, and strained relationships. The episode opens with a major revelation. Liam Spencer is grappling with a terminal medical diagnosis, a non-operable brain mass that reshapes the dynamic of several core relationships. As Liam struggles with the implications of this condition, Steffi Forrester becomes his emotional anchor, encouraging him to disclose the truth to Hope Logan. Despite their complicated past, Steffi takes the lead in informing Hope of Liam's diagnosis. This act of empathy bridges their historic rivalry, underscoring a moment of solidarity rooted in mutual concern for Liam's well-being. The two women unite in their support for him, emphasizing the show's recurring theme of familial strength amidst adversity. Meanwhile, Liam's father, Bill Spencer, initially remains distant due to unresolved conflict. However, upon learning about Liam's condition, Bill experiences a profound transformation. Setting aside his hardened exterior, he pledges to fund experimental treatments and seek out world-renowned specialists. This subplot reflects how personal crises often dismantle emotional barriers, enabling genuine reconnection between estranged family members. Elsewhere, Deacon Sharp introduces an unexpected complication. He suggests that Hope rekindle her relationship with Liam, despite her current entanglement with Carter Walton. Brooke Logan quickly pushes back, warning Deacon not to interfere with Hope's complex emotional decisions. Hope herself is caught between lingering affection for Liam and the growing, yet uncertain, bond with Carter. Carter, sensing Hope's emotional hesitation, tries to solidify their connection through thoughtful gestures. However, this pursuit places him at odds with Daphne Rose, a romantic interest who demands clarity after months of ambiguity. The tension adds another layer of complexity to Hope's storyline, highlighting her emotional indecision and the competing affections in her life. Simultaneously, Luna Nozawa's abrupt attempt to initiate a closer relationship with Finn sets off alarm bells. Her aggressive approach puts Finn in an uncomfortable position, particularly given his commitment to Steffi. When Steffi walks in on their interaction, the situation escalates, hinting at an impending conflict that could jeopardize her marriage. Beyond the fictional drama, the episode transitions to a real-world feature on Sean Cannon, who portrays Deacon Sharp. Off-screen, Cannon and his wife Michelle have been sworn in as special service agents with the Guardian SPCA. Their commitment to combating animal abuse reflects a deep-seated dedication to justice and advocacy. The couple actively participates in investigations and enforcement, leveraging their public platform to raise awareness on animal welfare issues. Cannon's Instagram post documenting their swearing-in ceremony has resonated with fans, transforming his image from on-screen villain to real-life hero. Public reactions ranged from admiration to personal stories of rescued animals, illustrating how celebrity influence can catalyze social impact. Legally, their roles are backed by evolving legislation like the Preventing Animal Cruelty and Torture Act, which grants them the authority to contribute meaningfully to criminal investigations. Their work includes evidence collection and coordination with law enforcement, signaling a more serious and actionable approach to animal protection. In closing, this episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivers a multifaceted blend of emotional storytelling and real-life advocacy. From Liam's heartbreaking health crisis and Hope's emotional crossroads to the tangible activism of Sean and Michelle Cannon, the content exemplifies the show's continued relevance both within and beyond its scripted universe.